Hurricane Helene has left a path of destruction across the South. Over 200 people are dead from the storm, and efforts are underway to repair roads, bridges, and restore power for tens of thousands of people. North Carolina was particularly hard hit. It experienced the worst flooding in a century there. Our next guest is in on the front lines of the storm damage and the relief efforts. We want to welcome Congressman Chuck Edwards of North Carolina's 11th District. That's in the western part of the state, including parts of Asheville that were hit so hard. And Congressman, first of all, thank you for joining us this morning. We know you're on the front lines. We know that this is a horrible tragedy, but tell us where things stand right now.
Well, we got off to a slow start with getting assistance in here from our national and state agencies. They are here now in full force. We've seen widespread damage beyond anything these mountains have ever seen. Not only flooding, but trees down, homes destroyed, roads, bridges washed out, major arteries in and out of North Carolina cut off. Folks in neighborhoods that we still can't reach, widespread power outages. I believe we still have well north of 100,000 energy customers that do not have power, sporadic communication. It's really a desperate situation here in the mountains right now.
We mentioned that this is the worst flooding in over a century in that area. Why do you think it's taking so long, and why it's been so hard to get the rescue efforts under control there?
I can't explain why it's taken so long. Those are definitely questions that I'll be asking once we're far enough into this that I feel comfortable in pulling resources aside to begin to ask those questions. It was more than 3 days before we ever saw the first folks in here from FEMA, before we saw the first sign of any significant resources. But we're well underway now. I'll tell you what really encourages me is the way that the mountain people here are pulling together. We see churches, civic organizations, neighbors, so many people pulling together, helping one another in a way that we've never had to do before.
Congressman, you're there on the ground. I'm watching from afar, and I look for images anywhere I can, look for stories anywhere I can. A lot of that has been coming on social media, and some of it is incredibly concerning, saying that volunteers are being turned away, that FEMA is taking, still this morning I was looking at these, that FEMA is taking and confiscating things that have been brought in. But then I looked to the News and Observer in Raleigh, the local paper there, and they put out something saying that emergency officials responding to the Hurricane Helene disaster in western North Carolina say false rumors on social media are impeding their efforts to help tens of thousands of people in need. The quote is, false information is being shared on social media channels, including AI-generated content and images. Nefarious actors and those with ill intent may be taking advantage of the situation by spreading false information. So again, you're on the ground. Can you help us understand what's really happening?
Yeah, those rumors are totally unsubstantiated, and it's so unfortunate that at a time like this, where we need to be pulling together and being truthful and working on real solutions, we've got some nefarious folks out there that are trying to make a name for themselves or see what they can stir up on social media. I'm not going to come to FEMA's defense. They've done some things that they should have done differently. No question about that. We'll deal with those issues. But the response that I have gotten has been very positive. And where there have been kinks, where I've stepped in and applied a little pressure, I've seen response.
Yeah, I know that you asked for cell towers to be brought in instantly, and once you asked for them, they were brought in. What else do you need right now?
Right now, we need still roads cleared and power restored. We've still got pockets that we cannot communicate with, so we need more and better cell service. Those are the real issues right now. We're beginning to see quite a bit of food and water and cleaning supplies and those types of things show up in large quantities, and we've got so many volunteers out there willing to help distribute those. We could always use volunteers. We could always use more resources if someone wants to send those. This is just going to take a little while to be able to reach the power stations that are not working and the folks that we can't get to. I'd be remiss too if I...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I'd be remiss too if I didn't mention that there's still a lot of missing people. We still got teams here from all over the country that are combing through rivers and cars that have been submerged and piles of debris. We're still finding hits by cadaver dogs. We're still in a recovery mode in regards to those that are missing.
Very much so. There are people who would like to help. I know it's a concern about having too many people coming in when the roads that are open, those major arteries, are kind of reserved for the emergency workers and the emergency crews to get some of these things through. Is there somewhere that you would direct people? I know the governor had mentioned the North Carolina Disaster Relief Fund. Is there a place, if people want to help, that something they could do rather than show up in person if you're worried about looting, if you're worried about making sure emergency workers can get through?
Yes, certainly. And I appreciate you asking that question. If anyone goes to my website, my official website, edwards.house.gov/helpwnc, that's edwards.house.gov/helpwnc. There's a comprehensive list of places there folks can contribute to, volunteer their time, or send resources.